you so much, Emily and Bailey, for facilitating this space monthly and for inviting me to read some poetry in it. I'm really excited to be sharing some of my poems with you guys. This isn't something I've done before, so it feels good. I write poetry in order to witness a landscape that is as post-colonial as it is currently colonial and has future brought by climate change as much as it is currently present in an environment that is wrought by climate change. And so my first poem I wrote last year. I was teaching in Malaysia at a secondary school in the middle of many fields of palm oil plantations, and I was guiding my students through the process of a government scholarship that would lead them to be able to study for a year at a United States high school. And while I was guiding them through this process, we got news of the Santa Fe High School shooting in Houston, Texas, and found out that one of the 10 students and staff who died in this shooting was a 17-year-old girl by the name of Shabuka Sheikh, who was on the same government scholarship program that I was helping my students apply to. And so me and my other fellows were confronted with a situation where we were helping these students who we loved and were role models to go to a country that is as cripplingly fraught with gun violence as it is with opportunity. So this poem is called Diplomatic. Can you guys hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Am I speaking into this? Okay. Diplomatic clouds now in red Crayola, in memory of Shabuka Sheikh. What can I say to you now that your whole country grieves for the loss of your impossibly young life, and the community you built grieves with them, oceans away? Now that the news of your death cascades across international headlines and millions of people shudder with rage and despair, cursing the souls of armed citizens who gripped their weapons tightly and murdered you, hurling your innocent, bloodied body onto the art room floor. Clay-caked, paint-spattered art room floor. What can we say to your mother who sculpted you so carefully from the day you were born, who bid you farewell with a kiss on the forehead, who let the most cherished thing in her life go, streamers of white and green, red, white, and blue flying across miles of land and sea, to dream dreams so big only little girls can dream. What empty words can I cast out into the universe that might give your soul some semblance of peace, that might ease the anguish of millions charging through the limp body you left strewn behind? Does your spirit still linger with us, unable to let go of the millions of hearts you inhabited? What empty words can I offer to quiet your pain, to aid your rest? What can we say when it is we that have done this, we that have let run rampant a senselessly brutal demon, a demon fueled by ignorance, complacency, anguish, and apathy, built clumsily from crumpled scraps of magazine and shards of discarded glass? I do not know much about your God. I know only of mine, the grieving demons that war within us. A war you came here to quiet. Your dreams of diplomatic love between two countries, the dreams your loved ones now frantically collect vow to keep alive in the palms of their salty, wet hands. Your two cities, your city of lights, your city of space. What can we do but hold your hand, cry for some time, then let go, and walk on into your Houston smile, crotchy braided, diplomatic dream clouds. This poem is part of an intention I had for this evening to give at least one poem that was positive. Positive poetry is a struggle for me to write, but I think it's equally as important to the poetry written in a place of sorrow or anguish. It's a poem about friends, and as such, I'd like to thank my dad and my friends over here for coming and sharing this space with me. It means a lot to me. This poem is called Tuesday with You. There's something extra beautiful about tears shed for the love of two good friends. The Tuesday we spent together felt so effortlessly joyous. To laugh, to listen, to share with both of you. I am grateful for that day, for it is so easy to slip away amidst the chaos of this world, but to experience a day as a whole self, bolstered by the presence of two great loves, is nothing short of a miracle. Sitting in the airport, watching passengers bleary-eyed rushing by, my eyes well up, and a lump grows at the base of my throat, recognizing my immense privilege in knowing and loving both of you, and feeling loved by you. Feelings such as these are, I think, what makes this whole conscious life thing worth it. And that poem was for my friends in our most recent presidential election. After engaging with a fair-skinned friend on my college campus, it's called Why We Wear Stilettos. Why we wear stilettos. Late at night, I see chalky red skin and pointed teeth. These days have been bitter days. They taste sharp. I bit the inside of my cheek and the result is so bitter and sore kind of days. Oftentimes, these days, I want nothing more than to leap onto the limp frames of all clear-eyed strangers and impose all expression of hurt upon their indifference, wiggling inside of them, rocking back and forth, punching out their insides, redecorating the slimy, unlovely walls, my interior smut paint job. Clipping on stilettos I cannot claim to own, the ones with red on the bottom, shiny black on top, jabbing little holes into the inside folds. I can do this because I am on the inside. There's one girl I know. She has stilettos too. Her skin is a chalky red color. It covers something she doesn't want people to see. She has spent some time wandering in a spiritual land. She meditates weekly and does yoga daily. In Lululemon leggings, usually with patterns. And she likes to talk progressive, like about privilege and intersectionality, and she asks questions that begin with, I think. And she's usually pretty okay about it all. But today she told me, smiling to reveal pointed teeth, I'm just too happy to care. Her eyes cleared a little, I swear. I stared at her for a minute as my internal organs succumbed to gravity. I removed the heels, lowering my feet to the ground. The red soles covered in thick, sticky goop. I didn't need them anymore. I watched a documentary for class once, in which a trans woman told me, Not giving a fuck is the greatest privilege of all. In the corner of my notebook, I scribbled this down. But I never shared those words with anyone. I guess they scared me too much. Late at night I see chalky red skin and pointed teeth. And then the final poem I have to share is an interweaving of a devotional song for the Hindu goddess Kali. And the song is geared at addressing our very human fear of mortality. And I wrote this poem on the New York subway when I was sitting across from a woman who I understood as dying from some chronic illness. She had strikingly gray skin and a very frail body. And this poem is called Kali Ma. She's with us on the subway. I pick up a gray-skinned woman on the subway. Just then, the boombox starts to fizzle. Kring, 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 hing, kring. We dance together and let our tongues loll out. Dakshina Kalike. Teeth sharp, eyes blood red, we two are unalike creatures. Kring, kring, kring. A wasted white pressed against plump brown. Her head rolls back, jerking towards the scuttling tracks. Hrin, hrin, hun, hun. She will die soon. Maybe me too. Swaha. Thank you very much.